Hey, what's up? Lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss season 2 of Netflix's original show, Stranger Things, written by the Duffer Brothers, directed by the Duffer Brothers. This came out October 27th, 2017. The first episode of season 2 takes place on October 28th, 1984. It ends December 15th, 1984. That's a little timeline there. This was a massive season because of how groundbreaking season 1 was. And Finn Wolfhard is in the 2017 It, which came out in September of 2017. So then to have Finn in It in 2017 September, and then Finn in Stranger Things season 2 in October 2017. 2017 was the year of Finn Wolfhard. I don't care what anybody else says. Like he's just such an amazing talent and a great musician at that it just launched him into everyone knows who Finn Wolfhard is. I'm so proud of him. I can't remember how old he is. 15, 16, one of those ages now, but kid's on fire. So season 2 takes place before Halloween 1984, during Halloween 1984. The kids dress up as Ghostbusters, which is pretty cool. And at the end of season 1, we see Will cough up a slug thing, and he blips into the Upside Down, right? So season 2 is about Will not blipping, but knowing what's going on in the Upside Down, and that slug thing turns out to be a little pollywog type of thing, which then evolves into a Demogorgon dog creature, which then eventually evolves into a Demogorgon, right? So it's the lifespan of a Demogorgon from Pollywog to Demogorgon, Demodog in between, as Dustin so politely, coined it. Dustin finds a Pollywog in his trash can at the end of Halloween night, hides it, raises it, it eventually eats his cat Muse. It's a thing. While all of this is happening, though, Will is being visited by the Mind Flayer, or the Shadow Monster that is being referenced. Thunder. Or is it the Mind Flayer himself? Will can feel everything that the Mind Flayer feels. So Hawkins Lab's gate is still open, right? We know that Ella's alive at this point. She's been hiding out with Hopper in a cabin for all this time. He's worried that the bad men are going to try to take her again. That's why he's hiding her. So she's trying to figure out herself as well. But the gate that she opened has spread, and now there's vines and tunnels all throughout Hawkins. Sean Astin plays the character Bob Newby. Bob the superhero. He's dating Joy Spires, who is Winona Ryder in this show. All of our cast is back. We also have Sadie Kink and Sadie Sink? Sadie Sink? I think it's Sink. And Dyka Montgomery. Love Dyka. Our Aussie actor that he is. Play stepbrother and sister. Billy Hargrove and Max Hargrove. So there's just so much that happens. The arcade is a part of this as well, but going back to the tunnels, the Mind Flayer is spreading, basically, and Will is a spy. He's a double agent. He can see what the Mind Flayer sees, but he's also in the regular dimension, but he's also a part of the Mind Flayer. He's part of the Upside Down as well. It's a thing, right? While this is happening, though, Dustin inadvertently teams up with Steve to try to locate Dart, who is the Pollywog Demodog, to try to get rid of him. Turns out there's massive amounts of Demodogs, but Steve becoming this babysitter, Steve becoming in charge of all of these, becoming in charge of Mike, becoming in charge of Lucas, becoming in charge of Max, while they're trying to get the Mind Flayer out of Will by heating him up in the cabin. So there's Jonathan and Nancy, and Joyce doing that type of thing. Hopper and Elle go back to the lab after it was just massive war broken out with the Demodogs. There's 3 different stories going on towards the end of the show, and then eventually it comes back together as an epilogue at the Snowball, which is adorable. But so much happens within these 9 episodes. It's hard to just talk about it as one linear plot, because it's not a linear plot. While all of this stuff is happening in Hawkins, Elle winds up going to Pittsburgh after she finds her actual mother, who we meet in season 1, and there's a whole backstory on that. Goes into that with different comics as well, which comes out after season 2. But In Pittsburgh, she finds her sister Callie, who's got number 008 on her wrist. Elle, of course, has 011, 11. Jane Hopper, her real name is Jane Ives. But at the very end, we get a birth certificate that Terry Ives is her mother, and Hopper is the father to Jane Hopper. So all settled with that, which leads beautifully into season 3, which we did actually talk about. So Callie shows Elle how to hone her powers, and Elle uses that honing of being mad and, you know, understanding the hell that she went through to channel in to close the gate, right? So after the Mind Flayer leaves Will, we think everything is fine because the gate's closed, but not all of the Mind Flayer got through the gate. That's what led into season 3, which we did talk about. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. The last 2 episodes are just so much happens. It's mind-blowing. I mean, I'm forgetting subplots of Jonathan and Nancy going to meet Murray to talk about the cover-up that they did with Barb, exposing the lab in itself, but only a little bit, not a whole truth of it, just enough to water it down so it's believable by the mass public. Steve and Nancy break up at the Halloween party. Dacre is just being a beast. He's beating the hell out of Steve. He's tormenting Max and her friends, but she beats the hell out of him after she drugs him. Incredible, which leads into the gorgeous character development of Billy Hargrove, Dacre Montgomery. I gotta say his name like that. Dacre rhymes with acre, but it's Dacre, because he's Australian, so he goes Dacre Montgomery, Dacre. He's great. Love Dacre. Yeah, he's awesome. I use him as a meme many times for season 3. I don't understand. Like I so many times I put that in. Yeah, like Stranger Things is massive. Like you can tell how jazzed I am about talking about it. Again, this is a long video. I apologize, but there's so much to discuss about it. There's so many emotions that you feel with this. There's laughter, there's drama, there's sorrow, there's gore, there's horror, there's suspense, there's thrill, there's the sci-fi thriller aspect of it within the 1984 setting. Mind-blowing, right? Absolutely mind-blowing. My mind is flayed. Mind Flayer. Get it? Circle back. I don't know what else to say about season 2 aside from, well, we'll jump back to the last 2 episodes I was talking about. At the end of episode 8, I believe, Will sees Elle come through the door at the buyer's house. There's another fight in the buyer's living room. Gorgeous scene that it is. And everyone has their appropriate weapons. Steve has his bat. And when Elle walks through the door, she has this look of relief seeing Mike. And Mike has this look of surprise and relief seeing her. I just get chills every time I watch it. And it's just so dramatic and gorgeous. And then the last episode, episode 9, is just insane. It's just at 100. The entirety of it. Even at the epilogue, it's at 100, because then the middle school dance flips and you see the Mind Flayer peering over the gym of the snowball. So it's what happens next, and we know what happens next because of season 3. But it's a show where I can just watch and not have to do anything else, like with my fingers, because I can't focus a lot of the times, and I still get chills, and I still laugh, and I still get teary-eyed and cry a bit when I'm supposed to. It is just so expertly crafted within storytelling that I can't wait for season 4. I hope that there's more, and I will continue to make fan art because it is just the thing that I do. We talked about that in the season 1 review. I'm going to splice in a bit 2 collage portraits I did. I did a season 1 Demogorgon collage portrait, and I did a season 2 Steve with the bat, which I think it comes out awesome. The Demogorgon collage portrait is one of my absolute favorite art pieces that I've done because of the depth that I figured out how to do with color. Now, a collage portrait is when you, and I learned this in high school, it's a pretty neat little craft. You take a picture, you blow it up on you normally take an 8x10, blow it up to however big you want it, mathematically, grid it out, draw it, and then you take a magazine and you cut out colors of the magazine and then put it where the colors would go to allude to the actor, the character, the scenery, the background, whatever. So when I was playing around with the Demogorgon for season 1's collage portrait, I was trying to figure out how to get depth perception, and I figured it out with the teeth. I'm very proud of myself. I use GQ magazines from over a decade ago because they're a glossy paper, and the glossy paper is the easiest to glue and stick without it just tearing. Because when you have a matte paper or a non-glossy finished paper, like a cheap newspaper stock, it's not proactive for this kind of artwork. So I'm going to splice it. You can look. And there you go. My Demogorgon from season 1, my Steve with the bat. I absolutely love them. They're hanging up in my hallway right now. But fan art, man, it's what you do when you love a show. This fandom is incredible, and it's always been incredible, and it will always be incredible. So I hope all of you enjoyed your safe and socially distanced 4th of July weekend. I know I did, due to the fact that my weekend is safe, socially distanced, and involving Stranger Things, because season 3 came out July 4th, 2019, and I wanted to rewatch it July 4th, 2020. So here I am. I watched season 1 on the 2nd. I watched season 2 on the 3rd, which is today as I'm recording it. Whenever I post it, I don't know, but it is currently July 3rd as you hear this thunderstorm going on. And July 4th, I'll be watching season 3. But we already talked about season 3, so we don't got to do it again. And that's it. That's all I got. Season 2, Stranger Things. Incredible. Taika Montgomery, a perfect addition to this cast. Him and Steve are just wonderful foes. Love it. Mucho mahalo.